David Warner confirming that he's retiring from ODI cricket as well as Test cricket, except, Harmy, except if he's still hitting them nice in 2025 for the Champions Trophy and they need an opener, then he's available. But for the meantime, he's retired. What do you make of that?
Yeah, well, from somebody who came out of one-day retirement, when Peterson rang me up and said, we haven't got any bowlers, I can understand at the last minute Australia need an opening batter and he's still hitting them well in the 2020 circuit, then yeah, why not? But I think he's been an unbelievable performer for Australia. He's had his moments. I want to say he's been great for cricket, but obviously what happened in South Africa will obviously go against him in mine when it comes to that. What I mean by he's been great for cricket is when a character is in a group and it's a character that polarizes opinions, whether people like him or dislike him, depend on what side of the fence you're on, from an Australian point of view or the opposition point of view. I think he's been great for the game. I really have, because he keeps opening his mouth, things come out. He keeps going at players when they're on the field. He makes his opinions very much with purpose and with which side he's on when it comes to from an Australian point of view. I think David Warner is a character that we only get every now and again. We don't get many David Warners, and everybody loves to hate him. But for me, I think he's been good for cricket because he does polarize opinions. He gets close to the line. On more than one occasion, he's crossed the line, and he's been punished for it. But I think while you've got somebody like David Warner in, you've always got a talking point. You've always got somebody to dislike. You've always got questions and answers and conversations to have. And forgetting all that, he's been an excellent performer for Australia across all three formats. He's probably been Australia's greatest three-format player, because, like Adam Gilchrist, didn't play, I don't think, a great deal of T20 cricket. So I think while the T20 has gone to a new level, and the more and more you play, I think David Warner has been as good a three-format cricketer that the world's seen. And I think cricket will miss him. I think they'll miss him because everybody loves a pantomime villain. Everybody loves to hate somebody. And for the best part of 10 years, unless you're an Australian, everybody's loved to hate David Warner. And I say that with all great respect for him, because I think he's been an excellent servant to the game, because he's always been creating headlines. And that, I think that's quite a good thing.
Harmy, again, we've got a couple of other points to make, but I'm just curious as to what you think people might think of him in 10, 15 years, 20 years' time when he's long retired. Will he be regarded as a lovable rogue and a little bit of a villain? Like John McEnroe. I remember as a teenager watching some of McEnroe's early tantrums and thinking, I was in shock, and I thought, this tennis will never recover from this. But the game loves him now, and there's a sort of white line fever element to it. And I just wonder whether there's a kind of calculated cynicism about David Warner, which means he won't actually be regarded as a harmless, lovable rogue in the future. There'll always be that doubt, or am I overdoing it?
No. I think the answer to that will be in David Warner's next 10, 15 years. John McEnroe went on to commentate on tennis brilliantly. Is David Warner going to go into the commentary box? Has he annoyed enough people to not have the chance to go into the commentary box? He was box office on the field. Again, he crossed the line more than one occasion. That's not going to get away from him. Unfortunately, what happened in South Africa won't get away from David Warner in 10, 15 years' time. If he does go into the commentary box, he could be quite entertaining. He could be quite colourful. He probably will stay playing T20 cricket for quite some time. But I think the 15-year, what will be thought of, I think will come down to what's going to happen in that time and where we see David Warner. I'm not sure I see him in a coaching. side of it. I think you probably will see him in the punditry side of it. And it depends on how that goes, that what the all-round package or the all-round emotion of what people will see in Warner from his playing days. But from his playing point of view, he was box office. And again, Mitchell Johnson, did he have a point? I think he did when he talked about, why are we giving somebody a send-off like this, and talked about in certain ways of what he did in South Africa. That's a fair point. But I think now he's at Sydney, he's at the time of retirement from Test match cricket. I think you have to celebrate what's been a wonderful career. Few blemishes on, but somebody who I think has been, from a talking point of view, has been good for the game. Not always been great for the game, as in promoting the game in the right way, but I think he's given talking points to the game, which is always great to have.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.